thank all of you for coming. This is a really great crowd to help celebrate a really important event, not only in New Hampshire's history, but in the history of our country. 250 years ago today, we had our provincial Congress gather and pass New Hampshire's first Constitution, which was also a declaration of our independence from Great Britain.
Comrade, march. Mark time, march. Color guard, hold. To the left, face. Order, present arms. Right turn, march. Prepare to post. Post. Right turn, march. Form ranks. Carry arms. To the right face. Close ranks. Mark time. March. Forward march.
Good day, all. An honor to be here. A journal of the House of Representatives of the Colony of New Hampshire, who convened at Exeter as delegates from the several towns, parishes, and places in said colony on the 21st day of December, Anno Domini 1775, and continued a Congress until the 5th day of January, Anno Domini 1776, and then, by leave of the Honorable Continental Congress, resolved themselves into a House of Representatives or Assembly for the Colony of New Hampshire in Congress Friday, November 3rd, 1775. The Congress, taking into consideration the report of the Committee on the New Hampshire Instructions, resolved that it be recommended to the Provincial Convention of New Hampshire to call a full and free representation of the people, and that the representatives, if they think it necessary, establish such a form of government as in their judgment will best produce the happiness of the people and most effectually secure peace and good order in the province during the continuance of the present dispute between Great Britain and the colonies. Extract from the minutes, Charles Thompson, Secretary, by order of Congress, John Hancock, President, a true copy. Attention, Noah Emery, Deputy Secretary. In Congress at Exeter, January 5th, 1776, voted that this Congress take up civil government for this colony in manner and form following these we, the members of the Congress of New Hampshire, chosen and appointed by the free suffrages of the people of said colony, and authorized and empowered by them to meet together and use such means and pursue such measures as we should judge best for the public good, and in particular to establish some form of government, provided that measure should be recommended by the Continental Congress, and a recommendation to that purpose having been transmitted to us from the said Congress, have taken into our serious consideration the unhappy circumstances into which this colony is involved by means of many grievous and oppressive acts of the British Parliament, depriving us of our national and constitutional rights and privileges, to enforce obedience to which acts a powerful fleet and army have been sent into this country by the Ministry of Great Britain, who have exercised a wanton and cruel abuse of their power in destroying the lives and properties of the colonists in many places with fire and sword, taking the ships lading from many of the honest and industrious inhabitants of this colony employed in commerce, agreeable to the laws and customs a long time used here. The sudden and abrupt departure of His Excellency John Wentworth Esquire, our late governor, and several of the council, leaving us destitute of legislation, and no executive courts being open to punish criminal offenders, whereby the lives and properties of the honest people of this colony are liable to the machinations and evil designs of wicked men. Therefore, for the preservation of peace and good order, and for the security of the lives and properties of the inhabitants of this colony, we conceive ourselves reduced to the necessity of establishing a form of government to continue during the present unhappy and unnatural contest with Great Britain, protesting and declaring that we never sought to throw off our dependence upon Great Britain, but felt ourselves happy under her protection while we could enjoy our constitutional rights and privileges, and that we shall rejoice if such a reconciliation between us and our parent state can be effected, as shall be approved by the Continental Congress, in whose prudence and wisdom we confide. Accordingly, pursuant to the trust reposed in us, we do resolve that this Congress assume the name, power, and authority of a House of Representatives or Assembly for the colony of New Hampshire, and that said House then proceed to choose 12 persons, being reputable freeholders and inhabitants within this colony in the following manner, viz. 5 in the county of Rockingham, 2 in the county of Strafford, 2 in the county of Hillsborough, 2 in the county of Cheshire, and 1 in the county of Grafton, to be a distinct and separate branch of the legislature by the name of a council for this colony, to continue as such until the 3rd Wednesday in December next, any 7 of whom to be a quorum to do business. That such council appoint their president, and in his absence that the senior councilor preside. That a secretary be appointed by both branches, who may be a councilor or otherwise as they shall choose. That no act or resolve shall be valid and put into execution unless agreed to and passed by both branches of the legislature. That all public officers for the said colony and each county for the current year be appointed by the council and assembly, except the several clerks of the executive courts, who shall be appointed by the justices of the respective courts. That all bills, resolves, or votes for raising, levying, and collecting money originate in the House of Representatives. That at any session of the council and assembly, neither branch shall adjourn for any longer time than from Saturday till the next Monday, without consent of the other. And it is further resolved that if the present unhappy dispute with Great Britain should continue longer than this present year, and the Continental Congress give no instruction or direction to the contrary, the council be chosen by the people of each respective county in such manner as the council and House of Representatives shall order. That general and field officers of the militia on any vacancy be appointed by the two houses, and all inferior officers be chosen by the respective companies. That all officers of the Army be appointed by the two houses, except they should direct otherwise in case of any emergency. That all civil officers for the colony and for each county be appointed, and the time of their continuance in office be determined by the two houses, except clerks of courts and county treasurers and recorders of deeds. That a treasurer and a recorder of deeds for each county be annually chosen by the people of each county respectively. The votes for such officers to be returned to the respective courts of general sessions of the peace in the county there to be, ascertained as the council and assembly shall hereafter direct. That precepts in the name of the council and assembly, signed by the president of the council and speaker of the House of Representatives, shall continue annually at or before the first day of November for the choice of a council and House of Representatives to be returned by the third Wednesday in December, then next ensuing, in such manner as the council and assembly shall hereafter prescribe.
Huzzah!
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 Hurrah!